Chapter 1: How to Sell 20 Units per Month on Less Than 10 Quality Conversations a Day. In order to sell 20 plus units a month in less than 10 quality conversations a day, you first need to understand what a quality conversation actually is. A quality conversation is a discussion based on specific questions and answers. These questions are: how many drivers reside at the household? How many vehicles do they own? What type of vehicles do they own? And who is most likely to be in the market next for buying a vehicle? The conversation will lead into some follow-up questions, then a reinforcement of the reason that you called, followed by effectively asking for referrals outside of the household, and then conclude with a specific plan of action to follow up on the best sales opportunities. Even though you might think the phone is the most efficient way to achieve your daily goal, a quality conversation is not necessarily limited to the telephone. What you often overlook is the countless opportunities that are already available to you every day. That service customer who is waiting for their vehicle to be repaired, your friends, relatives, or neighbors you speak with today, the dry cleaner, bank teller, grocery clerk, and all the other contacts you'll chat with every day, all in your current circle of influence. They own cars and live in households with other drivers. Who could provide you a better quality conversation? Don't take these people for granted. If you expect their business, you need to have quality conversations with them. Next, take all this information you gather and immediately file it into your online Stuker box or dealership CRM. Now, quality conversations must be in addition to any prospects already in play. This means unsold showroom traffic or any existing hot prospects that need to be called that day. Wait, it gets even easier. As far as the less than 10 quality conversations a day, I've already taken into consideration that you don't work every day. You have days off, vacation, the occasional sick day, etc. And of course, there are days you will be so busy that you literally can't have 10 quality conversations. But there will also be days where you have more time and can make many more. So maybe not 10 quality conversations every day, but without excuse you have time to have at least 40 quality conversations each week. The average salesperson in our industry is a fairly intelligent person. Many have college degrees, advanced skills, are multilingual, etc. But less than 5% of salespeople work intelligently, and I might even be generous with that number. The majority of six-figure earners in this business do work in a much smarter way. They spend most of their time focusing on those areas they can control, rather than the areas they can't control. There are 6 distinct sources of business. 3 are reactive and 3 are proactive. First, there's the reactive: walk-in traffic, phone inquiries, internet leads. Then there's the proactive: referrals. Not someone who walks on the lot saying they were recommended to go to your dealership, but someone who was recommended to ask for you specifically. Repeat customers. Not someone who walks on the lot saying they've bought 3 cars there before, but your past customer. And to go further, this can include the dealership's past customer that you got in the door, or someone from the physical address of a past customer. Lives in the same household, e.g. mom, dad, son, daughter, etc. New business. This is any self-generated opportunity that isn't a referral or repeat, but comes in asking for you, e.g. a neighbor, a friend, a relative, someone from the service drive that bought a unit from a competitive dealer, including those people in your daily circle of influence we mentioned earlier. Either you're proactive as a salesperson or reactive as a salesperson. Only a proactive salesperson will succeed with this plan. Out of these 6 distinct sources of business, which ones are you not in control of? You can't control reactive sources like walk-ins, phone-ups, and internet leads. These are limited opportunities. On average, compared to self-generated proactive opportunities, these opportunities, reactive, are harder to sell. They close at a lower ratio. They traditionally have lower grosses. They give you lower CSI scores, and they are less fun to sell in general. Over 95% of salespeople spend over 95% of their time working and depending on the wrong opportunities. So think about it. Are you as good as most people say they are, or are you as bad as most people really are? Are you beginning to see the difference? Come on. There are things you can control, and those are the before-mentioned proactive opportunities, such as repeat customers, referrals, and new business. These are all self-generated opportunities, and for the most part, they are unlimited opportunities. More often than not, they are easier to sell, close at a higher ratio, provide you better gross profit. They're more fun to sell. Plus, they give you better CSI scores. Are you in the effective 5% or the less effective 95%? You don't have to be the strongest closer to sell 20 units a month. Just work intelligently. You might ask, if this is so easy, how come more people aren't doing this? The answer is less than 5% are working intelligently, so quit comparing yourself to those who don't get it, and start comparing your efforts with the six-figure salespeople that are working smarter and more effectively. Why work twice the time for half the money when you can work half the time for twice the money? So the main point is, if you're not talking, you're not selling. Either you're primarily a proactive or reactive salesperson. Only a proactive salesperson will succeed in selling 20 units a month in less than 10 quality conversations a day. Choose to be successful. To sell 20 plus units per month, you have to choose to sell, not just wait for people to buy. Anyone who doesn't sell 20 or even 10 units per month either doesn't know how or doesn't want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. It doesn't make you any less of a person, a wife, a dad, etc. However, if you want to sell 20 plus units a month, but don't know how, then it's that simple. Either way, it gets down to, I don't know how, or I don't want to. Pick one. We'll provide you with the know-how, but you'll have to come up with the want to and have a specific reason to make it happen. Let's talk about know-how. If you don't sell 20 plus units a month, either you don't have enough opportunities, or you do have enough opportunities, but you aren't maximizing/closing enough of them. We'll help you provide yourself with all the opportunities you'll need. What would you do with the extra money that those additional sales would provide you? If you don't have a reason to make that extra money each month, then you have no reason to modify your daily routine in order to sell those extra units. Money doesn't motivate people. If it did, you'd sell more units. Money is the means, not the end. The final reward itself can motivate you. Do you want a new boat, a new car, travel, elimination of debt, a better life for your family, etc.? Identify the things that motivate you. Money is the means to accomplish that. Commit your personal goals and objectives to paper, or even better, develop a life plan. And once you have that plan, you need to work that plan. Use the online Stuker box, the Total Opportunity Management book, or your dealership CRM in order to program yourself to 20 plus sales per month. You must be able to record multiple contact points, home, work, cell, email, etc., and most importantly, be able to record how many drivers, how many vehicles, who drives what, who's next to purchase, their interest, your plan of action, and a follow-up date. If you can't do this or don't do this, your odds of selling 20 plus units a month decrease dramatically. Most CRM-type products are not prospecting friendly, nor do they have proactive sales programming. If that is all you have, you may have to manipulate the notes section and any other related materials. Nothing makes it easier than that. Come to work each day prepared to succeed by having a plan. Once you choose to sell 20 plus units, you'll take the know-how we provide, combine that with your specific motives, and put together a strong plan to work every day to achieve your goals. Choose to succeed in the business rather than survive. But then you and your manager will have to work together to maximize them. Use the scripts and strategies provided in this manual, and you'll begin to see results within the first week. Your results will improve every week as you continue to add more and more sales opportunities. But having the know-how is not all that it takes. You also need to have a reason to sell 20 units per month. Let's do the math. Math might not be your favorite subject, but it doesn't have to be. In this case, these numbers are very simple. About 600 households own about 1,200 vehicles collectively. When averaging new and used vehicles combined, the average trade cycle is about 4 years. That's 1,200 owners trading every 4 years, which produces 300 sales a year, or 25 per month. Not prospects, but sales. No one will sell all 25, but you should have the best chance to sell the most. You've done your homework. You've prepared in advance. You have a relationship built already, and people will prefer to do business with a familiar face. Out of the 25 sales, what's a good goal? A realistic goal is to sell a minimum of 6 to 8 units, 25 to 33%, of the possible 25 sales. providing you have managed the opportunities effectively. Next comes referrals. 40 quality conversations a week provides you with 40 separate opportunities to develop referrals. If you use the referral script perfectly a minimum of 40 times per week, you would develop a minimum of 10 referral opportunities. Let me define a referral. If your customer gives you their sister, who is looking for a used car, you wouldn't count it as a referral opportunity until you actually talk to the sister. If the alleged referral is never contacted or isn't really in the market, it would not be a referral. These 10 opportunities should equate to 4 entering your showroom and 2 deliveries, or 8 sales per month. Even if you change those 8 sales to 6, you're still not counting unsolicited referrals, which happen regularly every month anyway. Nor would this include the referrals developed from the delivery prospecting form taught in our Power Prospecting course. 8 referral sales a month is a no-brainer. New business. These are self-generated opportunities that wouldn't qualify as referrals or repeat customers. Friends, relatives, neighbors, the people you come into contact with daily are all included in your circle of influence. Your objective here is to develop 2 new opportunities each week, 8 per month, providing you 2 or more sales per month from new business, as described in our Power Prospecting course. See the Social Prospecting section. So let's continue with the math and show you how we can manage 600 households and 1,200 owners on less than 10 quality conversations a day. Each household should be contacted with a quality conversation CAL, an average of 3 times per year. Worst case, a household with a single driver that trades every 8 years should be called every 6 months. However, a household with 3 drivers and 3 vehicles, or one that provides you with a lot of referral opportunities, would be called on average every 3 months. Regardless, all customers should be called regularly, but no less than every 6 months. 600 households, x 3 calls per year, equals 1,800 quality conversations. 1,800 quality conversations equals 150 calls per month. 12 months. 150 calls per month equals less than 10 calls per day. 16 workdays per month. So let's take a look at the math. 600 households times 3 calls per year equals 1,800 quality conversations. 1,800 quality conversations divided by 12 months equals 150 calls per month. Now, if we take those 150 calls per month and divide them by an average of 16 workdays per month, we get a total of less than 10 calls per day. Taking into consideration sick days, days off, event sales, and other factors, 16 days per month is a low estimate and should eliminate any excuse for not accomplishing your goals. 6 to 8 repeats, 8 plus referrals, 2 plus new business opportunities, plus 4 plus, from regular floor traffic, phone-ups, and internet leads, 20 plus units per month. You will have between 6 to 8 or more repeat customers a month, 8 or more referrals, 2 or more new business opportunities, and 4 or more customers from regular reactive methods. These methods include floor traffic, phone-ups, and internet leads, which will give you your 20-plus units per month. So, using the scripts and techniques outlined in this manual, you should be averaging 20 units per month after 90 days, and never look back. Just a quick note. Even if it took an extra 120 households to hit these numbers, it only means an additional 3 weeks of profiles. Plus, on a 16-day month, all you need is a little more than 1 extra quality conversation each day to make up the difference. So, in order to make this happen, I would suggest that you start on the phone at 9:15 a.m. with people you already have in play. Then you should move on to your quality conversations. Unless you're interrupted by deliveries, appointments, or your floor traffic responsibilities, you can stay focused on those conversations until about 4:45 p.m. each day. Because if you're not talking, you're not selling. Now it's time to get your plan together and put it into action. I have laid out your first week in the upcoming pages. 10 quality conversations a day. 4 days a week, Monday through Friday, minus a day off, which translates into you having a minimum of 40 quality conversations a week. Now, I'm sure you remember the definition of a quality conversation. A quality conversation means you called the customer with a direct benefit to them, not just to update your records. By the time you complete the phone call, you should know how many drivers there are in the household, how many vehicles, who drives what, and who is most likely going to be in the market next. You'll also learn what they are in the market for, when they'll need it, why they're in the market, and you'll know what your plan of action is on following up. Once you have prospected the household, you'll proceed with the remaining 12 steps of a quality conversation, including effectively asking for referrals. Now, before you start this exercise, there are a couple things you will want to do. First, read the 12 steps over and over again from the course Mastering the Outbound Call, which you should have already completed. Make it increasingly familiar and comfortable for yourself. Memorize the complete referral script in Step 12. Get to know and use the exact phrases and make them sound natural. Second, you'll want to find a training partner. This can be another salesperson or a manager who can role-play and rehearse with you on a regular basis to ensure you are learning and using each step and technique correctly. Then it is time for role-play, role-play, role-play. Following that, the third thing you'll want to do is directly after each extensive role-playing session, you'll want to make some demo calls to friends and relatives, etc. What, they don't buy cars and trucks? They don't have referrals? Of course they do. And it's important that you practice and get comfortable and have complete confidence to make calls to your customer base. You can even practice on some for sale by owner customers, but please use the appropriate script. Next, it is important to remember, don't be mechanical. Follow the 12 steps, but think between the lines and be yourself. For example, if the customer wants to talk golf for 10 minutes, by all means join in. It really is all about the customer, so think on your feet and have some fun. After someone has physically watched you initiate at least 3 to 5 successful quality conversations, you will start your 15-week exercise of 40 quality conversations a week. This base-level certification should be validated by a manager. Following the validation and when you think you're ready, begin making your 10 quality conversations a day. Try to stay ahead of the pace. Some days you will have time to make over 20 calls, and why not when you have the flow going? But other days you might struggle to do 5. But either way, every week you will have time to do at least 40. It is always a good idea to have your training partner watch and listen to your first 5 or so calls. You can return the favor as well. And a great practice is to tape at least your first 10 calls. Ideas could include using the recorder on your phone as you make the calls privately on a speakerphone somewhere away from floor traffic. After you have recorded yourself, review the recording of each call and discuss the call with your training partner. Accept the possibility of mistakes. Don't worry, it's very common. By recording and reviewing each call with your training partner, you will master the outbound call in no time at all. Next, you'll want to make sure to track your progress. Enter the results of each one of your calls into the online Stuker box or your dealership CRM. Always try to get the 4 points of contact: cell, work, home, email. If you can't reach them, you can't communicate with them. You must stay focused on being patient. Some days go better than others, but all weeks turn out great. And most important, have fun. The rest will come together in time. Remember, gets better from here. Now let's get on track for 20 or more sales per month. Example, name, C:\W,H,E, driver, vehicle. Who drives what? Who's next? For what? When? Referral 1. Referral 2. Additional referrals/notes. Practice calls with training partner. 1. Name, C:\W, who drives what? Who's next? Referral 1. Referral 2. Additional referrals/notes. Prospecting exercise. Week 1. Name, C:\W,H,E, driver, vehicle, for what? When? 2. Name, C:\W, who drives what? Who's next? For what? Driver, vehicle, when? Referral 1. Referral 2. Additional referrals/notes. 3. Name, C:\W,H,E, driver, vehicle, who drives what? Who's next? For what? When? Referral 1. Referral 2. Additional referrals/notes. So how did you do? If you are one of the few people who didn't follow the directions laid out for you at the beginning of this exercise, you probably struggled. Maybe you just gave up. If so, you didn't quit on the training. You quit on yourself. That would be a shame. It's impossible to fail with this plan. But if you are among those who followed the instructions prior to making your 40 quality conversations, let's measure your progress. Total quality conversations. Total household prospects. You have a chance to sell in the next 90 days. Total household prospects. You have a chance to sell between 90 days to 12 months. Total referrals that you have a chance to sell in the next 90 days. Total referrals that you have a chance to sell between 90 days to 12 months. First week summary, exercise recap. So how did you do? If you are one of the few people who didn't follow the directions laid out for you at the beginning of this exercise, you probably struggled. Maybe you just gave up. If so, you didn't quit on the training, you quit on yourself. That would be a shame. It's impossible to fail with this plan. But if you are among those who followed the instructions prior to making your 40 quality conversations, let's measure your progress. Have you entered all the information into your CRM? Updating notes in the CRM is critical to developing your strategy and your next follow-up action. Do you have a recontact date set up? If you have made all of your calls and executed the techniques and word tracks contained in this manual correctly, then you have laid the foundation to build a successful business. Most of you have already sold one additional vehicle from this exercise, and this is just the first week. Congratulations. It gets better every week, and so will you. 15 more weeks, 40 new profiles per week. Gives you all the prospects you need to be a 20+ a month salesperson. Summary 1. Learn and understand the 12 steps to master the outbound call. 2. Memorize the referral script before making your quality conversation. 3. Train with a partner. Role play, role play, role play. 4. Listen to 3 recorded calls of you successfully having a quality conversation. 5. Have 40 quality conversations a week for a minimum of 15 weeks and record the notes into the online Stuker box, or a CRM, along with a follow-up action play.